Hey Scorpio, this is your general tarot reading for Scorpio Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of March. How the heck are you doing, Scorpio? How are things going? Have you recovered since all that high tension of February? Did you feel that? At the start of the month it was high tension, and then it slowly, thank God, disappeared and things became a little easier towards the end of February. And you're going to bring that more relaxed and fun energy with you into the month of March. Thank God, thank God. And I know some of you had been feeling great shake-ups with your career and with everything around such things. So I hope that all went well. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is the same thing as usual. The card of relaxing and taking a time out. I get why you'd want that. We're going to put that down there, Scorpio. We're going to keep shuffling and finding the right cards just for you for the month of March. So let's talk about the energies while we're waiting on these cards. The energies are there's a big full moon happening for you. It's a Virgo moon in your 11th house of friends, groups of people, teams perhaps that you work with, sports teams, anybody that's that you're connected with on the internet, so social media groups and so on like that. As a bunch of cards just fall out, we'll go with the first one. Groups of people, and there's this card that comes out, which is shady behavior. Okay, I wonder why. Oh, there's actually more cards than I thought there were. Temperance, that's your next card. The Knight of Cups, love, 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 love. A gorgeous card for you, Scorpio, the Sun. And the next card is the Page of Cups. You have the Knight and the Page of Cups there, so let's keep talking. So what is this full moon going to bring you in your group of friends or your environment? It's going to, let's give you a few scenarios how it might pan out. You may organize a few things with your friends, maybe planning things, organizing a holiday, a trip, or something like that. That would be a good thing to do. You may be also, as two cards come out, the Moon. Ooh, these are deep cards, as we're talking about the Moon, and we're talking about the Star, which is also an Aquarius card. So as we were saying about the full moon, we get Aquarius, which is the 11th house that we're damn well talking about, Scorpio. You see how these cards always come out right for my gorgeous intuitive Scorpios. So yeah, 11th house, Aquarius style issues under the full moon. And those things are opening up with your friends, chatting with them, having fun with them, putting a better structure also on things in your work life, your day-to-day life, and in your own health. The moon might force you to really examine your health and to not throw so much caution to the wind, to try to, eat better, exercise a little bit more effectively. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym and kill yourself all day. It just means that you have to do a little bit and often, perhaps with friends. The other thing, because it's a health card, you may find yourself opening up with a friend and they may discuss their health issues with you, and it may cause you a little bit of concern. It might be a friend like a very Aquarian energy where they're smiling all the time and they're laughing it off and they're joking. That's exactly what Aquarius energy does when they're hurt. And it will be your scorpionic psychic connection with them that will see past the kind of, oh, it'll be fine. You'll say, now let's talk about this more. How are you doing? How are you coping? How are you managing? So you'll want to get a very healthy conversation going on with your friend. But remember what we said in January, Scorpio. You can't really fix everybody's problems. It will be enough at the start of the month just for you to be your fabulous Scorpio wise person who listens. I don't know why I'm feeling this, but there's an energy of reminding you that help those who help themselves. And that's how you approach this situation. But we've spoken about this before, Scorpio. You know what I mean by this. As a card leapt out and went back in. High Priestess. Wow. Scorpio, these are biggies. These are big cards for March. What else is going on? Yeah, Jupiter. There's 2 retrogrades. Mercury going retrograde in your 6th house. Again, of everything we just said. Planning stuff. Putting a better structure on your life. Not throwing caution to the wind when it comes to your work life, your health, and so on like that. That you'll want to really focus on putting some plan together with that. The sun in your 6th house, giving you a bit of energy and happiness to do that. It's like, this is something I can do. It's about time that I was a bit more organized. So I keep saying the word organize. But it's all to do with fun too. It's not just all getting a pen and paper and saying, now, today I'm going to do this, tomorrow I'm going to bake a cake. It's not just all that. There's fun involved with this too. It's a bit more light-hearted. And you get a bit of pleasure from it. It's like it's not such hard work. You've the Mercury retrograde and the full moon in the 12th house. So again, the full moon at the very last day of the month of March. You will be going to a place that's very hidden. It's the esoteric place, the place that has the deepest of our wisdoms, that removes us from the things that we think we know into the world of, oh, I didn't know I knew that type of place. At the end of the month, you're going in there. It's a house where you need to have quiet time because there will be a lot of things coming up, bubbling up and rising to the surface. And some of you may be feeling a little bit grateful for the things in your life. I'm not entirely sure why, but there'll be a moment at the end of the month where you'll go, God, I may not have a Maserati. I may not have everything that I want in my life, but I'm kind of glad that I do have what I have. So that's a nice energy. Now we're still waiting on a bunch of cards as one jumps out on the floor. Let me get that, Scorpio. The 8 of Cups. Okay, lay that down. We're just waiting on 2 more cards, Scorpio. And then we have the big picture. And I want to talk to you about the big picture because you've a lot of energy going on in your 3rd house that we spoke about in January. Communication, clearing up how you communicate yourself to everybody. And some cases, a lot of you may have to, over the last 2 months at least, get a new phone, get a new laptop, reorganize your phone bill, reorganize your internet connection because you want faster communication, you want communication to run better, okay? And in March, an interesting thing is happening which is tied in with this. And this is Jupiter going retrograde in your 1st house, in Scorpio. And this is happening until July. And I want to talk to you about this because it's important. You want to communicate your truth effectively to other people. Something has transformed in you over the last couple of months, maybe over the last couple of weeks, and you're not anymore prepared to put up with so much bullshit. You're not really interested in other people's drama. Something has changed in you fundamentally, deeply, and you want to communicate that. You don't want people to assume that they know who you are anymore. You want people to understand clearly now who you are. And this is what the Jupiter retrograde is asking you to do. You're going to have to show people who you really are because you're not who you used to be. And it's going to shock a bunch of people. Who cares? Who cares if a bunch of people are shocked? As 3 cards come out. So this is the last one. So that's the energy of March. We'll go with this one first, which is strength. Yeah, you might need a bit of strength to do that, but we're talking about this as we go on. The 2 of Swords. And a card that just jumped out, it's an extra card, but when that happens, it's a card that just wants to say something outside of it. And you get the World, Scorpio. you get this magnificent card, which is exactly what we were talking about. You going from one side through the transformation and out the other side to reveal something revealing. I mean, she is very revealing, but she's revealing something more authentic about herself, which is what you are going to be doing. Now, Scorpio, let me organize the cards here. How do you feel about that? You know, finally letting people see who the heck you really are. And it's not that you're trying to deceive people. You're not trying to be something you're not. It's just that you haven't caught up yet with who you really are. And that's what March is going to bring. Scorpio, baby, move. Let's go, 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 go. We open up with you being in a state of relaxation. This is also a card of recovery. Some of you may be recovering from something, even if it's just a small illness. You need to take that little time out to rest your mind and rest your body. And in general, it's the card of taking a long time out to think about, reflect upon, and meditate upon your life in general and how you move. Swords always represent the mind. And the mind is where we begin with ideas, dreams, hopes, desires, how we want to proceed with our plans. And you recognize that you need to take a little bit of a time out to expand on some of the great ideas you've been having recently. You do have new projects perhaps that you want to produce, and you're going into a little meditation zone to have a good long think at how that might pan out. Now the full moon, the Virgo full moon, might be triggering this too. You remember, Scorpio, we said that you might want to be putting more organization into the things that you do in your life. And this is you taking a little bit of a time out to do that so that you can dream bigger. Because he's not just resting there and saying, la da 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 da, I wonder what I'm going to cook this evening for dinner. He's actually saying, where can my big plans go from here? And even though he's lying down, I do get the sense that in his mind, you know, he's twiddling his hands going, I have great big plans. And there might be a Dr. Evil laugh there. Like, yeah, he's thinking big and he has big plans. That's you. So relax, rest, and enjoy that quiet time in March, Scorpio, where you are putting together your wonderful plans. And yet beside that, we have this. And this is a very interesting card for you to get in your spread here, because this is the card of trickery, deception, lies, somebody being sly, crafty, and underhanded. Now, Scorpio, that is not energy you need in your life right now, because you want to rest and think of your future. And perhaps this is another reason why some of you Scorpios might be taking a time out, because you've recognized something with your wonderful Scorpio senses. You've recognized that people aren't playing fair somehow. They're being a bit tricky. And people that you may once have taken at face value are beginning to show their true colors. And you're not liking this. Cancer also got a similar vibe. I wonder what's going on with the water signs at the moment, where people are being a bit manipulative towards you. They're behaving badly, but you've seen through the behavior. And the full moon as you sleep at night could be also giving you these insights into how people are being a bit tricky. And sometimes, Scorpio, you do the same as all the water signs. You explain people away. There's an element of forgiveness in you, which is absolutely gorgeous, Scorpio. But this time it's a real wake-up call that you might say, oh, maybe they're behaving badly because they're going through a difficult patch in their life. Maybe they're being a bit of an asshole because, you know, their partner left them, or blah, blah, blah. This has got to stop now, Scorpio, because if somebody is behaving like an asshole, it's because they are being an asshole. And you need to rest, take a bit of time away, and have a think about how you're going to deal with this shady shit. Because they want you when they want something from you. They call you when they need you. But when you need them, they're not there. They will take the best of you and leave the rest of you. And you cannot allow that anymore. And you must take off those rose-tinted glasses too, baby, if they're behaving badly. And you are the psychologists of the zodiac. You can unravel behavioral patterns. So if you see all those red flags, go with your gut, baby, and don't gloss over them. Now we have temperance. There are 2 cards here which are representative of the goddess Iris. And Iris is the one who brings the rainbow and brings good communication. You'll see she has 1 foot in the water and she has wings. She is the celestial goddess of both the sea and the air. And she uses air, communication, and water, which is the emotions and psychic connections, also healing. And she is flowing. Everything we spoke about at the start of the video. Bringing good communication into who you are, showing people once and for all what you're made of, that you're great in communication, like I said, but you can also communicate your truth and communicate some healing perhaps to that friend or friends, group of people perhaps that need your good advice at this time in March. This is also a fire card, believe it or not, even though it doesn't look like it. It's the card of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is a broad-minded person, somebody who is optimistic, somebody who laughs through their troubles. And this is the energy that you may be dealing with. Didn't we say this? Dealing with somebody who smiles on the outside, but you can see something deeper going on inside. And perhaps it could be an actual physical Sagittarius that you're dealing with here. And beside that, is this interesting card, pulling back from a Sagittarius. Perhaps some of you are not prepared to be so broad-minded about something, be so optimistic about a certain situation, and you want to pull back a little bit from that. Some of you could be physically pulling back from the energies of a Sagittarius. And some of you are just saying, you know, I'm tired of all of this free-flowing nonsense. I just want to get away from people always dragging out of me, always asking me my opinion on this, my opinion on that. For some of you, not all of you, you just want to get on your horse and move away. And this is a love card. It's somebody who moves like water, but also like fire. And this is very representative of you, Scorpio. You're a water sign, but there's something very fiery about you. Fire. He is also water meeting fire. And when water meets fire, it creates steam. It also creates a smoke screen. So you have to get back in touch with a more fiery aspect of yourself this month, Scorpio, and to see through smoke screens, if that makes sense to you, to see through a cloud of illusion, and you're going to walk away from that. And it is your ability to see through these smoke screens that gives you power in the month of March, okay? I don't see this as love coming with a Sagittarius. I see it as the reverse of you going away from that there, okay? But why are you going away, Scorpio? Are you being called by somebody else, somebody far away? Perhaps a new love who's inviting you, and they're saying, get on your horse, Scorpio. I've got a bunch of love for you and I want to share it with you. Somebody who understands you better emotionally, because you're very deep emotionally. You've a lot to offer. And perhaps some of you Scorpios are getting on your horse and saying, oh, the hell of you can go kiss my arse, because I'm going somewhere where there's more love and something that reflects me better. But beside it, here we begin with the deeper cards now, Scorpio, the sun. And where is the sun? Around the 20th of March is entering your 6th house. And cups represent healing. 6th house is healing also. And beside the sun, you have a messenger bringing love and healing. He is also the messenger. He is also somebody who represents deep reflection, deep self reflection. And I get that from the third week in March towards the end of March, the sun will be, say, health. Sun represents health and healing on deep psychological issues. You're going to be transformed in some way, Scorpio, and perhaps you will be called upon, as the sun always shines upon you here. Say, it calls upon you to stand up in the spotlight and be the one who solves not solves the emotional problems of other people, because I don't want you to go in that zone, but they're going to ask you to step up and be a wise counselor to somebody. Okay? And if it is love for you, Scorpio, the sun is shining on your love life. It's like there's a little bit of a renewal. You'll be hearing nice words, nice thoughts, nice sentiments in your love life. For those of you in a relationship, I do really feel that you'll become more in tune with your lover. There'll be a better flow of feeling between the two of you. And for those of you who aren't in a relationship, I think around the third week in March, new love is definitely on the way for you. I don't know why, but perhaps for a Pisces. Maybe. Or a Leo. Probably more like a Leo. Somebody who is, they may not actually be a Leo, but they'll embody the fifth house. They're fun, they're joyous, they're creative, they laugh, and they take you out of a slump. And that's gorgeous energy. Gorgeous energy. And now we have the moon, 2 full moons this month. But I think this moon is talking about the first one, which is in the 11th house, the Aquarian house. And this is the card of Aquarius, Scorpio. The moon is going to invite you to be a star of hope for other people. So many meanings to this. I could give you 100 meanings to this, but I'm going to go with these ones. You're going to be invited to offer people hope. It's your insights, your wisdom, and this wisdom comes from a very strange place. It could trouble you, it could frustrate you, it could give you nightmares and keep you up at night, but ultimately what it's inviting you to do is to tap into something deeper, tap into something that's outside of the ordinary in order to give somebody more hope, to communicate. She is Iris, the goddess of communication, to communicate hope to somebody. And in turn, it will also give you hope. For some of you Scorps, it is this very troublesome time, a time of deep, strange moods, strange situations, strange coincidences, déjà vu, which will allow you to tap into something that changes your future in some way. Let's not forget, this is also a very futuristic card. So go with these dreams, pay attention to them and to the sixth sense that you have, to your déjà vu, as I said, because it might offer you a bit of insight into how to move ahead with your plans. Now, to reinforce that, we have the High Priestess, Scorpio. How can this not be you? The one under the influence of the moon, tapping into this deep, deep wisdom. And this is somebody who is able to follow the ebb and flow of things. It's quite esoteric too. My guess, again, at the very end of the month, Scorpio, you are really going deep, deep, deep into ancient wisdom, old wisdom, which probably means the same thing, but something that is very profound, and you're going to get something from that. This is not your average, ordinary knowing. This is something that comes from a deeper place. Now, this card often represents the goddess Persephone, Demeter's daughter, and she is represented by the Empress in the cards. And what she had to do is she was swindled, and she was scammed and fooled, and essentially she was kidnapped into going deep underground into Hades. And why am I telling you this? Because she got all her wisdom from Hades. She's been to hell and back. literally. She has been to hell and back, but she comes back with all the wisdom of the shit of this world. And it's like wading through the shit, but coming out with hope at the end of it. Well, there was a phrase, and I can't think of it now, where there's muck, there's brass, where there's filth, there's money, and where there's absolute shit, there's great wisdom. And it's a strange energy. You will understand this at the end of the month, Scorpio, how that makes sense to you. Going deep and uncovering treasures, wise words, wise insights. And what else did she bring with her? And did these two bring with them? You'll notice they went to Hades. She has these cups with I can't think of them. There's a name for it now, and I can't think of it. There's actually a name. The jugs or cups that she's flowing the water with. Again, you see the cups flowing here, water. She's been to hell and back, and we don't see it here, but she does bring back water. And the water comes from the river Styx. And what does this water do? If you offer this wisdom of the water, if they drink the water and they tell a lie afterwards, then a whole lot of shit happens to them. And this is, I want you to tell me how this goes at the end of the month, because only you will really understand how this pans out. If there are crafty people deceiving you, as we said, what you are bringing to them is a type of truth that acts like a truth serum, that you'll be opening up with such intensity to them and saying, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. And you will go so deep into their psyche that, like the waters from the river Styx, that if they lie to you, you'll know it straight away. It's like I said, it will act like a truth serum. And when you find out this truth, it is at that point, when you have the wisdom, that you will be finally able to turn your back on somebody or something. Some of you Scorps, I have to say, not all of you, but some of you will be walking away from a very psychologically damaging relationship, be it with your lover or your friend, or maybe even a group of people. There's something that has been trying to damage you and hurt you. Somebody, I get a lover maybe, or a friend who pretends to be a wise guide to you, when in fact they're trying to fuck you up, excuse my language, psychologically. And you're going to finally have the strength, some of you Scorpions, to move away from that towards the end of March, because you're not having it anymore. You're just not playing that psychodrama shit anymore. And here we have two cards, you see, 8. Don't know if you can see this, 8. 8 is always to do with deep transformation, and sometimes a death of some sort. Something in you is dying. You're no longer prepared, as we spoke about, to put up with other people's psychodramas and other people's desire to control you in some way. And this is you wrestling that. You're strong enough as we exit March. You're strong enough now to wrestle with that. The truth serum has come. The truth is revealed. And it's something you're going to have to wrestle with, sure, but you will win. Now this is a lion, Leo. This is the sun, Leo. Perhaps you will be getting great insights into the behavior of a person who has all the characteristics and qualities of a Leonine person. And you will want them out of your life. The showman, the showwoman, they've got to go. And I get the card beside you here. I'm going to move this up here, Scorpio. Move up so you can see what's going on. So I can see what's going on. This is the card of being in two minds as you exit the month. You're in two minds about letting go of this show person, the person who always wants the focus on them. They always want that big spotlight shining on them. And you've had enough of it, because you're a gentler soul. You don't like the spotlight. You want to do things on a much softer scale, and they're too bright. You're like, get out of my face with your shiny shit. And that's what you'll be doing. But you'll still be in two minds about it. You'll be saying, am I making the right decision? Is this something I actually can do? Can I walk away from this? For some of you, can I walk away from a position of fame even? Can I walk away from the limelight? I've got a good thing going on here. Can I walk away from that? And that's the big question for March. Can you? Do you have the strength? Do you trust the strength to walk away from that shit, Scorpio? And it's an open-ended answer. I don't have a conclusive card here. And I think it's because you don't need to have the answer right now. The answer is having the courage to take the blindfold off and see for yourself. You don't have to trust the cards. You don't have to trust what I say. What you might trust is these little messages that are coming to you through your déjà vu, through your subconscious, through little coincidences. Maybe when you take the blindfold off, that's what you should trust, ultimately. So it seems March is an exercise in telling you to trust yourself and have the strength to do that. And not to expect an answer from anybody else. Don't expect an answer from anybody else. Answers only come from you, my beautiful. And I think that's why this card jumped out at the very end, because that's the whole point. This is the transformation you're going through. You want to communicate who you are, and who you are is somebody who depends on your psychic intuition, on your ability to tap into people on a very deep psychological basis and offer them the truth serum and be able to watch and see, are they faking it? And being able to communicate to the world through the retrograde in Jupiter, through the Jupiter retrograde in your first house, being able to show and communicate that Scorpio is not playing with your shit anymore. Walk, 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 walk. Brand new behavior. A brand new way. And it's interesting. I'm saying changing your behavior. Aquarius, who features with you in the full moon at the very beginning of the month, represented here. Aquarius is also going through a process of breaking psychological patterns, loops of behavior. So I think you're sharing something with Aquarius. You're both breaking behavioral patterns and the loops that keep you trapped and locked. Stop smiling at people that you don't like. Stop playing the game with people that you just don't feel it anymore. Walk through and communicate your truth. Because if you're going to come back with a truth serum, allow yourself to be the first to take the sip from the cup. The truth, the truth, the truth. And only your truth will release you from any indecisions you have in your life, baby. Scorpio, I'm going to leave you with that. Very deep cards. I expect absolutely nothing less from you. And enjoy March. And if this is the first time seeing my videos, then please do subscribe and like, share, and come back next month, because I want to see how you are transforming. I want to be able to see this whole physical transformation too, where you once were something spiritual and airy, and now you've got a cigar in your mouth with a tequila, with your snakeskin boots up on the chair and saying, this is the new me. Cheers. Cheers to you, Scorpio. I love you so much. A big kiss. Mwah. And see you next time, baby.